Hello and welcome to a Halloween special of Bearded Geek Toy Reviews. Hello and welcome to this special Halloween edition of Bearded Geek Toy Reviews. And in this episode, we're going to be looking at one of my latest additions to my collection, the Nightmare on Elm Street Freddy Krueger NECA action figure. And on the right, you can see my existing Jason Voorhees NECA action figure in the 7-inch scale. And this is directly from the movie Freddy vs. Jason, and we'll do a comparison of both figures coming right up. So one of the first things to mention about the NECA action figure range of these movie monsters action figures that they produce is the packaging, which is absolutely wonderful on all of them, and they do many of the various figures that you see. They've done many Jason Voorhees, they've done Michael Myers from the Halloween series, which I hope to get at a later stage, and they've also done several Freddy Kruegers as well. This one is from the very first Nightmare on Elm Street film that was made in 1984, and as you can see from the front of the packaging, it shows you the original film poster artwork. On the top of it, you have a glimpse there of Freddy Krueger, and obviously a warning that these action figures are for ages 17 and up, obviously due to the content and from the movies that they're from. So down there, you can see, obviously this was the 30th anniversary Ultimate Freddy Krueger, produced by NECA. So Nightmare on Elm Street came out in, let me just think about 1984 it came out, so this was produced for the 30th anniversary of the movie, and it's still quite available in most online stores, and also I picked this up on eBay for just under £20, so it's a real bargain. So let's just have a look at the back of the packaging there, and it gives you a bit of a glimpse of what comes with the action figure, and then a brief description of the movie itself, which is one of my favourite horror movies. I'm a big horror movie buff. So Nancy is having grisly nightmares. Something monstrous wants to kill her. Meanwhile, her high school friends, who are having the very same dream, are being slaughtered in their sleep by the hideous fiend of their shared nightmare. When the police ignore their explanation, she must confront the killer in his shadowy realm. And then on the side of it, again, it just says 30th anniversary Ultimate Freddy. And then let's just open this up. So it has a window here. So let's just do that there. And as you can see, what we have on the inside of the packaging there is a photograph of the action figure itself. And then as you can see inside, there's Freddy Krueger in all his 7-inch action figure glory, and you can see that obviously he comes with his iconic hat there, and he also comes with several different heads which we can use, and then obviously the iconic telephone, and then an extra hand there. So let's get him open and have a closer look. So here's Freddy, and as you can see, the background of the inside packaging is his boiler room domain, which was bathed in a red light by the director and creator of the franchise, Wes Craven, who sadly passed away a couple of years ago. A master of the horror movie and responsible for not just the Nightmare on Elm Street series, but also the Scream series and classic horror movies from the 70s like Last House on the Left and The Hills of Eyes. So, as you can see, like I said, it comes with lots of various different accessories, lots of different heads. So let's have a closer look at those, and let's get Freddy out of that plastic prison that he's in. So here we have Freddy Krueger as played by the brilliant Robert Englund in all his grisly glory, as he appeared in the very first Nightmare on Elm Street film. As you can see, he's got his bladed glove, the iconic weapon that he had, his famous red and green striped jumper, and he does, of course, come with his iconic hat, which we can just pop on here and give him that really distinctive Freddy Krueger look there, and that really does make the figure absolutely brilliant. It does come with two other heads, so you've got a more manic faced head there if you wished to use that, and obviously the head is on a popper, so it just pops off, and then you just obviously replace the head. So you've got that manic looking face there, which obviously is grinning as he did in lots of scenes in the film as he was chasing the various teenagers in their dreams. And obviously you've got this face here, which is quite grisly, and this is from one of the scenes in the film where Nancy pulled his face off to reveal a grisly skull underneath, so you could have that as potentially one of the heads as well. So lots of extra options there for how to display him. Now the remaining accessories in this set are a face mask, which is of Nancy's mum, which Nancy then pulls off to reveal Freddy's face underneath. I think that's supposed to actually hang on this skull figure, but it doesn't seem to actually attach really well. So perhaps, oh, there you go. So, but you might have to have it at a certain angle, because if you do tilt it at a certain point, it does drop off to reveal the skull inside. You've got a other replacement hand, which is obviously this iconic scene where at the beginning of the film, where Freddy is chasing one of Nancy's friends and cuts off his finger, and all this green goo spurts out. So that's a nice little addition there of that particular grisly scene from the movie. And of course, we couldn't have a Freddy Krueger action figure from the first movie without that really iconic scene where the phone rings and it's Freddy on the other end of the line, and then the phone turns into Freddy's mouth and Freddy's tongue licks at Nancy's face. A really, really gross part of the film, and very iconic. I think a lot of people remember that. So that's an extra addition to the figure set there. And here's Freddy next to his nemesis, Jason Voorhees. And as I said, this Jason Voorhees action figure again came with numerous accessories, came with multiple heads, came with a more damaged ski mask, and also a more bloodied machete, and also the option to put a flame effect on the machete before that iconic scene from Freddy vs. Jason where Jason is on fire and is hacking away at the teenagers at that party in the cornfield where he's been caught on fire and his machete is also on fire. As you can see, there's a great size difference between the two figures because obviously Jason Voorhees in the regular Friday the 13th series was played by numerous different actors and stuntmen, and obviously most iconically by Kane Hodder for 4 of the original 10 Friday the 13th films. However, for the Freddy vs. Jason film, to make Jason a little bit more imposing, Ronnie Yen, who I think was the director of Freddy vs. Jason, opted to have a different actor who had a more imposing stature to go up against Robert Englund's Freddy, and it made of a lot more interesting and striking contrast. And probably the reason why I probably got this figure, because for me this is kind of like the really iconic Jason look. Some of the other NECA Jason figures that have been released are obviously in scale and very accurate to how they appeared in the movie, but I think this kind of like look here for Jason, like very rotted, dishevelled jacket, the boots, and proper iconic ski mask are really, really well done. So These are great figures. Like I said, they do lots of other figures for horror movies, and not just horror movies, but also other movies in general. I've got a few other NECA figures in my collection. A couple of DC ones, Captain Jack Sparrow from Pirates of the Caribbean, and a gorilla soldier from the original Planet of the Apes franchise. So if you want to see those in a future video, then just comment down below. But in the meantime, I hope you really enjoyed this little look at the Freddy and Jason and NECA action figures for this Halloween special.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this Halloween special. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe and hit that notification bell for when we upload a new video. See you soon on Bearded Geek Toy Reviews.
Which is brilliant attention to detail, and I do love the whole... Oh dear, he's about to fall over there. Oh dear, he's not quite standing up. Oh, there we go. We'll start that again.